Hey, it's Tim Scher, founder of the One Belief Away method. So, I got a quick question for you. Did your parents argue a lot about money when you were growing up? If they did, you probably have some issues around money, not having enough or spending too much or always figuring out how to pay those bills or how to get more clients or how to grow your business, right? How are we going to get more money? And so there's a lot of pressure around money. In fact, people say that the number one cause of divorce is because of money or the lack thereof. And so I remember my parents argued a lot about money when I was a kid, always trying to figure out how to make ends meet, right? And what do we need to do to be able to pay off all these bills? And it always seems like you have more bills than you have money. And so it really creates a lot of limiting beliefs in our unconscious mind as kids. And then as adults, we often repeat that cycle. So Sarah came in to work with me, and she said that when I was growing up, this is Sarah talking. She said, when I was growing up, my parents were always fighting about money. We weren't in poverty, but we had a low income family, and so my mom was always taking care of us kids, and my dad was always gone because he was always working, and my parents were constantly fighting about the bills. And I just had this deep fear that they were going to divorce and no one was going to take care of me. And my parents loved me, and they were great parents. However, I just could not shake this fear that I was going to come home from school one day and my whole family was going to be gone. Like they just gave up and left. And that was just a horrible feeling. And so she said, I decided that I was going to work really hard in school, and I wasn't going to end up that way. And so she ended up going in psychology and becoming a life coach. And she worked really, really hard and poured a million hours into her business. And yet most coaches and people in the people helping industry aren't very good at knowing how to run a business or marketing or influence or getting out there in front of others. And as a result, Sarah struggled a lot. She really put in so much time and so much energy, but it felt like even though she had success and she was making it, she was just barely making it. And some months were great, and then other months it just seemed like there was nothing. And that up and down cycle of feast or famine had really put a toll on her. But she said what really pushed me over the edge was my youngest child came up to me one day and said, Mommy, I want to get a job so that you don't have to worry about money all the time. And that's when Sarah realized that her stress and her fear about finances had leaked out onto her family as well. It wasn't just affecting her, it was affecting her loved ones. And, she was always working and always on her computer and always, just basically stressed out. And I could totally relate. I had been in that situation for many, many years. And so she said, that's why I decided to reach out to you and do something about it. And so I said, all right, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start using the One Belief Away method for the 3 business amplifiers that are going to lift your business up and give you more growth and more security and more inner peace in life so that you can enjoy yourself, so that you can feel good because you're working so hard to make other people's lives better. Your life should be better as well. And so we focus first on helping her to realize that she was one belief away from having an abundance mindset. Right? Because of that fear that she had as a kid, that's what we worked on first. When I help someone grow their business, we don't work on marketing first. We work on your mindset first, because that is key. Most people don't want to do that. They want to go right to the tactics and tools and strategies. And it's a mistake, because it's your mindset more than anything else that drives what you do and where you spend your time and what you focus on and how you spend your money. And so we got to focus on your mindset, and what drives your mindset are your unconscious beliefs. That's why I developed this One Belief Away method. So we started focusing on her beliefs and got her to feel a sense of security and inner peace. She had this deep fear that she was going to run out, or people were going to abandon her if she wasn't successful. And so we focused on the fact that nobody could ever abandon her, because she would always be there for herself. If other people left, good riddance, but she was going to always be there for herself. And because she's there for herself, everybody else will be attracted to her, because that's how it works. And so we upgraded her beliefs first, and it helped her shift from this scarcity mindset of I'm running out, I'm running out of time, I'm running out of clients, I'm running out of money, I'm running out of resources, I'm running out of ideas for what to do. I'm running out, that fear that drove her. And so we upgraded her beliefs, and gave her more of an abundance mindset so that she could show up every day feeling hopeful and happy and confident and productive, so that she could really focus on her mission of helping people the way that she does, instead of being so stressed out all the time, because it robs us of the joy. And so we want to make sure that we're not doing that. Okay. Then the second thing we did was we gave her a one belief away makeover when it came to her skill set, right? So I started asking her what she was doing to help clients, because a big secret sauce of my program and why I'm so successful is because I get such amazing results with my clients, like super fast, and they're sustainable. They last over time. And so I started asking her process and what she was doing, and started going through some uncovering of her blind spots, because we all think that what we're doing, is great until you have somebody else take a look and show you how you could do it even better, right? I remember this was probably 20 years ago. I had a practice and my clients were doing really well, and I thought I was brilliant at what I do, and my people love me. My clients love me. I used to say that all the time, almost defensively, right? I had a lot of insecurities, and so I tried to pride myself on, my ego was all about helping people to feel good, and that made me feel good. And so, but I wasn't getting spectacular results. And a lot of my clients would do great for a while, and then they would go right back to their old habits. And it was very frustrating. Plus, I didn't know how to make more money and grow my practice. I didn't know anything about business. And so all the guys in my family are electricians. And so I'm the oddball of the family, going into psychology. And so anyway, so I hired this coach, and he actually flew to my practice, and I flew him to my practice, and he followed me, and he watched me do a couple of sessions, and I'm expecting him to, like throw me a party and throw confetti and pat me on the back and say, wow, you're a genius. Your tools are so awesome. That is not what happened. Instead, he said, oh, why did you do that? And why are you having him do this? And why'd you ask that question? And he started kind of picking apart my process. And then he started giving me suggestions that I secretly hoped would not work, because he was really crushing my ego there a little bit. And so secretly, it's embarrassing to admit that, but at the time I was hoping that it wouldn't work, because, I wanted to prove that what I was doing was already good. And he wasn't trying to hurt my ego. He was just trying to make me better. That's why I hired him. And so I used his suggestions, and it worked immediately. And I was like, whoa, that's amazing. Right. And so he said, yeah, we can keep doing this. Right. And we did. And I learned a lot through that experience. And so we don't see our own blind spots until we have somebody else helping us. And so you can always get better. I don't care who you are. The most effective people in the world are always looking for ways to improve. And that's why everybody has coaches. I have a coach too. And if you don't, you should. So the third thing that we did was we gave her one belief away from her marketing, right? We focused on helping her develop a new love of marketing and advertising and promotion and being an educator and an influencer, so that she could stand out amongst all the noise that's out there in the world these days. And because there's a lot of people that are coaches and counselors and therapists and consultants and out there trying to help people, right? And so, which is great because everybody needs it. But you can get lost in the shuffle really easily. And because most people in the people helping industry don't like marketing, they're like, I hate marketing. I don't want to do that. I just want to sit in my office and help people, which is great. That's the dream for everybody. You just want to sit in your office and have lots of people pour in, and you don't have to do anything to get them. But that's not reality, right? You got to be out there and consistently showing up and have a system in place. But she didn't have a system in place. She had to throw it at the wall and hope something sticks. And the hope and pray method, which is I hope somebody sends me a referral today, or someone just happens to find me, which is why she was struggling so much at the time. That's just not an effective approach. So what we did instead was we started taking a look at her beliefs around marketing first. And then I gave her strategies. And one of the beliefs she had was that she didn't want to learn any more about marketing because she was frustrated with these ad agencies that didn't know anything about her and just wanted to sell her these very expensive $10, $20, $30, $40,000 advertising programs, and with no guarantee. And one of the sad things about ad agencies, not all of them, but a lot of these ad agencies are competing with each other behind the scenes to see how much money they can actually charge, because people like us are desperate to make a difference in the world, and we're willing to spend our money and our time and take those big risks. And we're told that you got to make bold moves, right? I say that too, but you got to be smart about it, right? You got to have a system. You got to know why you're making those bold moves first. And but a lot of people, they don't have a system. They're desperate and they're hoping someone else is going to save them in their practice, so they go and they do it, right? Now, I'm all about making a bold move, but you got to make sure who you're working with has a track record and they really have your best interests at heart. And a lot of these ad agencies, they don't. They're just machines, just cranking it out. And if it's not you, they'll go for somebody else. And so people are like, well, I did that before, and I was left with nothing. I didn't get much out of it except debt. The only person that made any money was the person that I hired. And I'm not doing that anymore. And so it makes them shy to spend any money. But you got to invest your money to be able to make money, right? You have to invest money to make money. Scared money doesn't make money, right? So if you're scared, if you're holding on to it, then you're not going to have any more flow in. That comes from scarcity. You got to come from abundance. But she needed to upgrade those beliefs. So I helped her to think of marketing and advertising as writing a love letter or making a video or a post to your ideal customer, to the person that you love helping the most. And then you're just educating them on how to avoid pain and increase the pleasures in their life. That's all it really is. And so we upgraded her beliefs, and then we started giving her some tactics and strategies and tools so she knew exactly how to show up. So she had a clear plan every single day to grow her business, which is exactly what happened. And after we did all that, Sarah was like, you know what? She said, I feel so much more hopeful and optimistic now. I'm so much happier. I'm so much more at peace. I feel like I have a clear plan. And every day I just feel like I'm more confident about everything in life. And so I wanted to share that with you just in case you're in a spot like Sarah. Now, maybe you're out there and you're really doing great right now. And that's wonderful. Keep documenting what you're doing and getting those testimonials, and keep letting people know what you're doing. And because so many people are just riddled with anxiety, and if you can help them with that, you're awesome. If you are struggling with it, though, if you're having a hard time with this, if you're struggling with the mindset, the skill set, the marketing set, or you just are tired of doing it on your own and you need some help or support, then I'm here for you. So reach out anytime, and so I can help you personally, or you can attend one of my upcoming 3-day events that I'm going to be launching, and that's going to be really amazing. It's needed. I'm working on a big event for people like me who want to make the world a better place, who are out there trying to save the world, but who are often by themselves and frustrated and trying to do everything. And a lot of times it's not working, or it works for a little while and then it stops. And there's just way too much stress and not enough joy and results for the work that you're doing. And I want to change that. I've seen all the stuff, all the mistakes that people make. I've made them myself. And I've also seen what works. And I've been with people and paid a lot of my 6 figures in coaching, and got into, these rooms with people where it's very expensive to mastermind with these top 1%ers. And I've been in those rooms doing that. And I'm learning and watching and studying and growing and hanging out with people. I've made friends with the top influencers in my industry and learn from them. And they help me out. And everybody's, saying, hey, you want to come check out my event, you've helped me so much. Let me help you. And so I take advantage and say yes all the time, because I want to keep learning and growing. And then I take all of this and then I'm bringing it to you, so that because when I do that, because when I was younger, people didn't do that for me, and I didn't have the money or the resources. So I spent it. I put it on credit cards. I got student loans. I found a way to get the money. I didn't have the money. I found a way to get the money and get my education. And that's why I've been in practice for 28 years, and 19 of those last 28 years were, 6-figure years. Right. And so that was for a reason, right? Because I got my education when I couldn't afford it, but I didn't have anybody to kind of mentor me. I tried to get people to mentor me, and it was harder at the time. We didn't have the internet back then. So all of those things that I didn't have, I want to give to those who are ready. If that's you, awesome. right? If you just got something from this and that's all you needed, that's great too, right? If you're someone who's like, you know what, I need this. You're speaking my language. This is exactly what I'm going through right now. Then make sure you subscribe, stay connected to me, get on my newsletter, and reach out and stay a part of our community, because our One Belief Away community, because we're going to be doing some pretty extraordinary things here this year. This year is going to be one of your best years yet. You just stick around and stay with us. So if you have any particular challenges or anything that you want to share, leave it in the comments. Let us know what your biggest fear was, or your biggest stressor is around money or around growing your business, because I take that feedback, I watch for those comments, and then I turn them into videos like this so that I can answer your questions. Because I believe, and I hope you do too, that the more value you bring to the world, the more valuable you become. And so I bring tremendous value, and I give 80% of what I do away for free, because that's how people know who I am. And they know that what they get from me is like top shelf, best of the best. And so that's why I give away the best that I have. And it has grown my business. But I'll save that for another video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Leave your comments below. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.